Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss one of the most important concept in the topic functions, that is a domain of a function. So in this topic we will see what is the domain of a function and how to find the domain of a function. So in this chapter we are considering a real valued function. So what is a real valued function? So if the function output or the value is a real number, then we can say the function is a real valued function. Now first we will see what is a domain of a function. So the domain of a function. Domain of a function means set of all the values, set of all the possible values of input for which a function can be defined. Set of all the real values of x, that means input for all the real values of x for which f of x can be defined. So here y equal to f of x is my function, y equal to f of x is my function involving the variable x. Here my input is x. So the domain of a function is set of all the real values of x for which function can be defined. Now y equal to f of x is my function. Let us take f of x is x cube minus 3. Suppose if you replace the x value with any real number, for all the real number for which this function can be defined, that means after substituting the x value with the real number, so the value of the expression, the value of the function is a real number, then we can say the function can be defined at a particular value of x. Suppose if I take x value 1, if I substitute x value 1, now I will find value of the function at x equal to 1. So x value substitute with the 1, x f of 1. So x cube, 1 cube minus 3. 1 cube means 1 minus 3 minus 2. So the value of the function is a minus 2 at x equal to 1. Suppose if I take x equal to minus 1, f of minus 1. So minus 1 cube minus 3 equal to minus 1 minus 3 minus 4. Next, suppose if I take x value 2, f of 2 equal to 2 cube minus 3. 2 cube minus 3, that is 2 cube means 8. 8 minus 3 equal to 5. So what is meant by defining of a function? So after substituting the x value with any real number, my output or the value of the function is a real number. I can say my function can define at that value of x. Here the value of the function minus 2. Defining means nothing but I can able to express the value of a function, whether it is a 2 or minus 2 or 100. So here the value of a function output is a real number for x equal to 1. I can say the function can be defined at x equal to 1. The function can be defined at x equal to minus 1 and the value of the function minus 4. So here a function can be defined at x equal to 2, the function value is a 5. So we can say the function can be defined at x equal to 2. Okay. So suppose in this example x cube minus 3, in x place if you substitute any real number, for all those real numbers of x, the value of this function is always a real number. That means I can say for all the real values my output is a real number, means for all the real numbers my function can be defined. X cube minus 3 can be defined. Domain is nothing but set of all the values for which values my function can be defined. Those values set is called domain. Here for all the real numbers my function can be defined. So here domain of the function is a set of real number. So for all the real numbers of x, for all the real values of x, my function is a real number. The function value is a real number. So for all the real numbers my function can be defined. So here the domain of the function is set of real numbers. Now today in this video mainly we are discussing about the domain of a function and how to find a domain of a function. Particularly we are finding the domain of algebraic functions. So in this video we are discussing about a domain of algebraic function. Now in order to find the domain of an algebraic function we have the two major rules that we need to consider while finding the domain of a algebraic function. So y equal to f of x is my function. Y equal to f of x is my function. So the rule number 1. Rule number 2. So the rule number 1 is always my function denominator should not be 0. My function denominator should not be 0. So denominator is not equal to 0. Why? Because suppose if I take a denominator is 0, anything by 0 cannot define infinity. So undefined. Okay, anything by 0 will give undefined. So here in order to define the function, my function denominator should never 0. That's why denominator is not equal to 0. That is the rule number 1. In order to find the domain, my function denominator should not be 0. And the rule number 2, in the rule number 2 we have a two cases. First case 1. So if the function is a root function in numerator, suppose root f of x is an expression. Here f of x is an expression under the root. So here my function is a root function in numerator. Now I have to find the domain of this function. Domain of this function nothing but set of all the values of x for which my function can be defined. So this root function is in numerator. When we can define the root function if it is in numerator? So if the expression inside the root or under the root is greater than or equal to 0, then only we can define the root function. So if f of x is an expression, here f of x is an expression under the root, if that expression is greater than or equal to 0. Why? Because always the root function can take only the positive values or 0. It never takes the negative values. That's why the expression under the root is always greater than or equal to 0. So in order to define this function, if the expression inside the root is greater than or equal to 0, then only the root function can be defined. So if f of x is an expression under the root is greater than or equal to 0, then my function root f of x can be defined. So this is the rule number case number 1. Case 2. Suppose if the root function is in denominator, so now we have to find the domain of a function or set up all the values for which my function can be defined. So when this function can be defined, so root function is a denominator, it can never be a 0. So this function can be defined if the expression under the root is greater than 0. So if f of x is greater than 0, then 1 by root f of x can be defined. So these are the two major rules that we consider while finding a domain of a function. Rule number 1 is always a denominator of a function should never be 0. If the denominator is 0, my function will become undefined. So that's why denominator can never be 0. Rule number 2, if it is a unroot function in numerator, unroot function in numerator, unroot function in denominator, here case number 2. So if it is a unroot function in numerator, then my function can be defined if expression under the root is greater than or equal to 0, then only I can define my function. So if f of x is greater than or equal to 0, then root f of x can be defined. So if unroot function is in denominator, when I can define my function. So if f of x expression under the root is greater than 0, then 1 by root f of x can be defined. These are the two major or two important rules that we consider while finding the domain of a function. Now we will see how to find the domain of a function by taking some examples. So in this session we are dealing with the domain of a function, that is finding the domain of a function. So especially algebraic function. So here we are finding the domain of algebraic function. So here we are finding the domain of algebraic functions only. So so let us take an example. F of x equal to, x plus 2 by x square minus 8x plus 12. So this is the function. Function is x plus 2 by x square minus 8x plus 12. So we have to find the domain of this function. So this is a rational function. So in order to find the domain, my denominator of the function should never 0. My denominator of the function should never 0. So here denominator x square minus 8x plus 12 is not equal to 0. Is not equal to 0. Now 8x I can express as minus 6x minus 2x. So x square minus 6x minus 2x plus 12 is not equal to 0. So take x common from first two terms and minus 2 common from the second two terms. Now here if I take x common, x into x minus 6. So here if I take a minus 2 common, minus 2 into x, already minus 2 we are taking common. So minus 6 in. So now in both the terms x minus 6 common. So take x minus 6 common. So x in the second term we have minus 2 is not equal to 0. Okay. So product of two factors is not equal to 0. When the product of two factors is not equal to 0, if both are non-zero numbers. Suppose if x minus 6 value is 0, then it will be x minus 2 value will be something. So 0 into something will never be 0. So if x minus 6 value is a minus 2 and x minus 2 value is a minus 3, then the product will be plus 6, which is non-zero number. So here the product of two factors is not equal to 0 means, so each factor is not equal to 0. Each factor is not equal to 0. Now here x minus 6 is not equal to 0 and x minus 2 is also not equal to 0. So 6 transpose to that side. So x not equal to 6 and here x not equal to 2. Suppose in this expression, so substitute the 6 values, what will happen? So 6 plus 2, numerator is 8 by if x equal to 6. So denominator 6 square 36, 36 minus 8 6 are 48 plus 12. So 8 by 36 plus 12, 48, plus 48 minus 48 will be 0. My function will become undefined. So here x equal to 2. Suppose if I substitute x value in the given expression. So 2 plus 2, x value 2, 2 plus 2, 4, 4 by x square, 2 square, 4 minus 8 2s are 16 plus 12. So 4 plus 12, 16 minus 16 will be 0, 4 by 0, which is again undefined. So here in x plus if I substitute the value 6 and 2, my function will become undefined. Now we have to find the domain of the function, means set of all the values for which function can be defined. So here other than 6 and 2, except 2 and 6, if I substitute any other value in the place of x, then my function can be defined. So here domain of a function is set of all the real numbers, excluding 2 comma 6. Why? Because for 2 and 6 function is undefined. So for all the real values my function can define. So set up all the real values for which function can be defined, nothing but domain, except these 2 and 6. So set up all the real numbers minus set of 2 and 6 is my domain of this function. Now example 2. So f of x equal to square root of x minus 2. So we have to find the domain of this function. So square root function, under root function is in numerator. So root of x minus 2 nothing but square root of x minus 2 by 1. Okay. So root function is in numerator. Then what is the condition? When we can define the function, root function, if value or expression in the under the root is greater than or equal to 0, then only I can define a root function. So expression under the root x minus 2 is greater than or equal to 0, then only I can define my function. Now x minus 2 is greater than or equal to 0. 2 transpose to that side, will minus 2 will become plus 2. Now x greater than or equal to 2. So take the number line. So x 2. So x value 2 or greater than 2. That means x value 2 or greater than 2 up to positive infinity. So this side minus infinity. So for all the values from 2 to plus infinity, my x value, this function can be defined. So nothing but domain is nothing but set of all the values for which values of x my function can be defined. Okay. So here from 2 to infinity, for all the values of x my function can be defined. Suppose if you take arbitrary number 4, x equal to 4. So here in x plus substitute 4. 4 minus 2, which is a root 2, which is a real number, Suppose if I take 10, x equal to 10, root x minus 2, 10 minus 2, root 8. Root 8 is nothing but 2 root 2, again which is a real number. So for all the real values from 2 to infinity, my function can be defined. All the real values from x value greater than or equal to 2, all the real values greater than or equal to 2, my function can be defined. So the domain of a function is here a domain of a function is 2 to infinity. Here 2 is closed. Why? Because 2 also satisfying this condition. So I will consider 2 also from 2 to infinity. So this is a domain of my function. So next, so f of x equal to 1 by square root of 1 minus x, square root of 1 minus x. So here this is under root function is in a denominator. If the under root function is in denominator, my function can be defined. At expression under the root is greater than or equal to 0. If expression under the root 1 minus x greater than or equal to 0, then only my function can be defined. Now x transpose to that side, or we will get x less than 1. X less than 1. So nothing but here 1 is greater than x is nothing but x less than 1. So take the number line. So 1. So here x value less than 1. So here I will not include the value 1. So less than 1 up to infinity. So this is plus infinity. So x values is less than 1. Here I am not including the value 1. But in the second example I include the value 2. Why? Because x greater than or equal to 2. But here strictly less than 1. So x values less than 1 up to infinity. For all these values, here my function can be defined. So set of all the values for which my function can be defined is a domain of the function. So here the domain of the function is up to negative infinity, from 1 to negative infinity. Here I will not include 2, x value less than 1 up to infinity. So this is the domain of a function. So the next one, so the next example, so f of x is my function, or take fourth one. So x minus 2 by 3 minus x, x minus 2 by 3 minus x. So the function is a root function. So the root function, the condition is expression under the root is always greater than or equal to 0 if it is in numerator. So the whole value of this expression x minus 2 by 3 minus x greater than or equal to 0, that means positive or the value is equal to 0, and denominator is 3 minus x. So my denominator can never be 0. My x minus 3 minus x is not equal to 0. X transpose to that side, plus x is not equal to 3. Here my x value is not 3. Why? Because suppose if I substitute x value 3 here, 3 minus 3 will be 0. So denominator is 0, then my function will become undefined. So that's why x value is not equal to 3. Now this is an inequality. So x minus 2 by 3 minus x is greater than or equal to 0 is a inequality. Suppose if this is an equation, x minus 2 by 3 minus x equal to 0, this is an equation, then what I will do, I will transpose 3 minus x to the other side and multiply with a 0. So x minus 2 equal to, so 3 minus x transpose to this side, 0 into 3 minus x. So 0 into anything will be 0, x minus 2 equal to 0 and x is equal to 2. I will solve like this if it is an equation, but here it is an inequality. So solving the inequality is somewhat different from the solving equation. So Here what happened? 3 minus x denominator. So here 3 minus x value, I don't know whether it is a positive or negative. Suppose if it is a positive, then x minus 2 by 3 minus x is greater than or equal to 0. Suppose 3 minus x value is a positive, then we can transpose this value to this side. X minus 2 greater than or equal to 0 into 3 minus x. 0 into 3 minus x will be 0. X minus 2 is greater than or equal to 2. Then x value is greater than or equal to 2. We will solve like this. And in case if 3 minus x values are negative, suppose if 3 minus x values are negative, so here I don't know 3 minus x value is whether positive or negative. So if it is a positive, then we can solve like this. But if it is a negative, then we will transpose to that side. Okay. So whenever if you in inequality, while transposing a negative term to the other side, we will multiply the negative term with here 0. Whenever in an while solving an inequality, if you multiply any number with a negative number, then the sign of the inequality will change. Sign of the inequality will change. Here I don't know whether it is a positive or negative. So that's why I should not transpose a denominator to the other side. Okay. Now, then how to solve this inequality? So this is an expression x minus 2 by 3 minus x greater than or equal to 0. When this is possible, if both the numerator and denominator both the numerator and denominator is positive, numerator is positive, denominator is positive, then the whole term is a positive greater than 0. In case if the numerator is 0, then it will become 0. And this is a case 1. This is the case 1. In this case 1, if both the numerator and denominator is 0, then both the numerator and denominator is a positive, then the expression will be greater than or equal to 0. And case 2. Case 2. Here both the numerator and denominator is a negative. Both the numerator and denominator are negative. So minus by minus. Minus 3 by minus 4, minus minus will get cancelled, so the term will become positive. So here minus by minus will give positive. So these are the two situations. Okay, the equation both the numerator and denominator may be positive. That time the expression is greater than or equal to 0, or both are negative. That time also expression value greater than or equal to 0. So here we have to take the case 1 and we will find the domain, and we have to take the case 2 and we will find the domain, and the common domain from the both the cases we will consider as a domain of a function. So this is very difficult. So here this is a very difficult. So here what I will do is I will make the denominator as a square term. I will make the denominator as a square term. For that I will multiply both the numerator and denominator with 3 minus x. So x minus 2 by 3 minus x into 3 minus x by 3 minus x greater than or equal to 0. Now here 3 minus denominator 3 minus x into 3 minus x will become 3 minus x whole square. So numerator will be x minus 2 into 3 minus x greater than or equal to 0. So already my x value is not equal to 3. So suppose in the denominator 3 minus x whole square, in x place if I substitute any real number, then I will get a non-zero number. The square of a non-zero number will always greater than 0. So here 3 minus x whole square value is always greater than 0. Denominator is greater than 0 means obviously the whole term, whole expression is greater than or equal to 0, and denominator is greater than 0 means obviously the numerator also greater than or equal to 0. So here x minus 2 into 3 minus x will be greater than 0. X minus 2 into 3 minus x will be greater than or equal to 0. Now we have to solve this inequation. So take the number line. So the solving the inequality by using a number line. Solving the inequality by using a number line, and this method is also called as a wavy curve method. So here plus infinity to minus infinity. Now two factors, product of two factors, equate each factor to 0, x minus 2 equal to 0, x minus 2 equal to 0, then I will get x value 2, minus 2 transpose to this side, x value is 2, so 3 minus x equal to 0, so if you transpose x value to that side, plus x equal to 3, so plot these are called the critical points. So equate each factor to 0, then we will get the critical point. Plot the critical points on the number line. So here it is 2 and here it is 3. Now these two critical points, divide the number line into 3 sub-intervals. Interval containing minus infinity to 2 and 2 to 3 is 1 interval and 3 to infinity is 1 interval. Now so in order to define my function, so the value of expression x minus 2 into 3 minus x should be greater than or equal to 0, greater than or equal to 0. Now suppose if I take any random value, arbitrary value from 2 to minus infinity, 2 to minus infinity, suppose if I take x value, so 0, arbitrary number in this interval, lying in this interval, sub-interval. So substitute in this expression 0 minus 2 will give negative number. So 3 minus 0 will give 3, positive number. So the product will be minus into plus minus. So for all the values, for all the real values containing in this interval will give my product negative. Now take any value lying in this interval, so 2 to 3, so suppose if I take x value 2.5, so 2.5 minus 2, 0.5 plus 2.5 minus 2, 0.5 positive, so 3 minus 2.5, 0.5 again positive, so plus into plus will give plus. So this, for all these values in this interval, product will give positive. Next, any random value in this interval, so x equal to 4 minus 2, 2 positive, and 3 minus 4 minus 1, so that is negative. So for all the values in the interval, my product is a negative. So here we have to find set of all the values for which my function can be defined. In order to function can be defined, this expression is greater than or equal to 0. In turns, this expression will be greater than or equal to 0. So for which values of x, this product will be greater than or equal to 0, means 0 or positive. So the x values containing in this interval, my product value is greater than or equal to 0. So set of all the values lying in this interval is satisfying this given expression, means that is a domain of my function. So here 2 to 3, I have to include 3 or not. Already here x is not equal to 3. So a domain of a function is so here I should not include to open 3. Next 2 I have to include or not. Substitute 2 in this expression. 2 minus 2, 0, 0, 3 minus 2, 1, 0 into 1, 0 is greater than or equal to 0, equal to 0, satisfying my condition. So I will include 2. So closer to 2 to 3. So from 2 to less than 3, for all the values of x, the given function can be defined. So this is a domain of function. So next one, so f of x equal to root 9 minus x square. So this is the root function. A root function is in numerator. So when we can define this function, if the value or expression under the root greater than or equal to 0, then we can define this function. So condition is 9 minus x square greater than or equal to 0, expression under the root. So 9 we can write it as a 3 square minus x square greater than or equal to 0. This is in the form of a square minus b square. We can factorize it as a plus b into a minus b. So 3 plus x into 3 minus x greater than or equal to 0. Now take the number line plus infinity to minus infinity and plot the critical points on the number line. So how we will get the critical points? Equate each factor to 0. So 3 plus x equal to 0, then x equal to 3 transpose to this side, it will become minus 3. So minus 3 is one critical point and 3 minus x equal to 0. So x equal to x transpose to this side will become plus x equal to 3. So these are the two critical points. Plot it on the number line. So minus 3 and here 3. So these critical points divide the number line into 3 subintervals. Interval containing minus 3 to minus infinity and minus 3 to 3 and 3 to infinity. Now take any arbitrary number in this interval. Suppose if I take x equal to minus 4, substitute the values in this expression. So 3 minus 4 minus 1 minus negative number. So 3 minus of minus 4, 3 plus 4 7 positive. So the product will be negative for all the values in this interval. For all the values of x in this interval will give my product negative. And next, so minus 3 to minus 3. Suppose if I take arbitrary number 0, arbitrary number 0. So 3 plus x, 3 plus 0, 3 positive number, and here 3 minus 0 positive number 3. Plus into plus will be plus. So for all these values my product will be positive and arbitrary number in this interval. So take 4, 3 plus 4 7, which is a positive number. 3 minus 4 minus 1, which is negative number. Product will be negative. For all these values my product is negative. So in order to define this function, this value should be greater than or equal to 0. 9 minus x square, nothing but 3 plus x into 3 minus x should be greater than or equal to 0, means it is a positive. For x values lying in this interval only, my product will be positive or equal to 0. So here my domain is so whether I have to include minus 3 and 3 or not. So if I substitute to minus 3, 3 minus plus minus 3 will be 0. 0 into something, 0. 0 is greater than or equal to 0 or not? Yes, it is satisfying. And plus 3. Here if I substitute plus 3, 3 minus 3, 0. 0 into something, 3 plus 3, 6. 6 into 0, 0. 0 is greater than or equal to 0. Yes. So I will include minus 3 and 3. So the interval from minus 3 to 3 containing all the real values, my function can be defined. Now next, last example. Suppose f of x is square root of x square minus 9. X square minus 9. Now again, root function is in numerator. Function can be defined if the expression is greater than or equal to 0. So x square minus 9 is greater than or equal to 0. So factorize x square minus 9, x square minus 3 square. So x plus 3 into x minus 3 greater than or equal to 0. Take the number line, critical point x plus 3 equal to 0, that means x value is minus 3 and x minus 3 equal to 0, x equal to 3. So minus 3, 3. These are the two critical points. Now for any value like this is minus infinity to plus infinity. So critical points dividing the interval into 3 sub-intervals. So for arbitrary value in this interval minus 4 plus 3, x equal to minus 4. So minus 4 plus 3, minus 1, which will be negative. Minus 4 minus 3, minus 7, which will be negative. Okay. So minus into minus will be plus. So for all the values lying in this interval, product will be positive. And here in this interval, if x equal to 0, 0 plus 3, 3 positive, 0 minus 3 negative. So plus into minus, minus, product will be negative. So in this interval, x equal to 4, so 4 plus 3, 7 positive, and 4 minus 3, 1 positive, product is positive. So here in order to define my function x square minus 9 value greater than or equal to 0 means x plus 3 into x minus 3 product will be greater than or equal to 0. Only interval from minus 3 to infinity and 3 to infinity. Here if I substitute 3 plus minus 3 plus 3 0 into anything will be greater than or equal to 0, satisfying. And here plus 3 minus 3 0, 3 plus 3 6 into 0 will be 0, 0 is greater than or equal to 0, so satisfying. So from minus 3 to minus infinity my product will be positive, satisfying the given condition, and from 3 to plus infinity also satisfying the given condition. So here the domain is union of these two subsets. So minus 3 including minus 3 to minus infinity union plus 3 to infinity. So this is the domain of function. So this is how we are finding the domain of algebraic functions. Thank you.